it a proper entrance. Welcome everybody. This is episode 3 of the podcast. I think it's been 3 weeks in a row, hasn't it? Right?
Yeah.
We've done 3 weeks in a row. I said it was going to be
like
like
run.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be like every other Friday. But you know, it's fairly easy to keep up this every week thing, so we should be able to do this at least for like an hour every week kind of thing. We got a bunch of stuff planned. I'm hoping to go about it a little bit better than usual, going a little bit more into detail about things and providing you guys with more information than you might not know. And a lot of it is, you know, like right off the press. So hopefully it's stuff that you haven't even like heard about yet. I know there's not that many people here, but we might as well get started into our categories. So category number 1, we're going to try to categorize them from now on. In gaming right now. So Anthem like just launched, I believe it was today. So we have all of our critical reviews and we have a whole bunch of user reviews that are flooding in. So far, as you can see on the screen here, not doing too great right now. The game's approval rating is sitting at around a 60%, both critically and user rating. But there is already a 90-day post-launch plan set in. So they have a lot of stuff that they think is going to like help with the game. As we can go into the reviews here, like we go into Metacritic. I don't want to show too many of these reviews because they're not censored or anything. But yeah, so some of them are brutal. Like there's a couple people being like okay with the game, but then there's a lot of people just like with zeros, like complete trash. Like it wasn't worth even a single point. You had your hands on it at least a little bit, Chap. Do you think that it deserves a 0 rating, or?
No, I wouldn't give it a 0. I think I would argue it deserves a 61.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And from what a lot of people have been saying is that there hasn't been all that promised content that was supposed to be there past like the demo and everything. Obviously there's more, but nothing like off the rails. If you just kept getting more of what was in the demo, would you still give it a 61? Or would you need it to do different things? Would you need it to be different past what you already experienced?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Well, I definitely want to be able to fly through waterfalls. Like I need what I thought the game was going to be. That's what I need.
Yeah,
I'm underwhelmed. Sure. I'm arguably underwhelmed. Like.
Yeah, one of the other big things that people were talking about though in some of the reviews and stuff too is that, to be honest, like the game suffered from like an awful launch window. A lot of good stuff has come out like almost at exactly the same time, and a lot of things promising a lot of the same content, like a good cooperative game. Very sci-fi, everything. Apex promises about the same thing, and it's launched by EA as well. So do you think that EA shot themselves in the foot a little bit here?
Yeah, absolutely. They should have led with Anthem and then released.
Yeah, but how could you expect that Apex would blast off to be this game that it was?
Well, you're a large company. You should have, a concept of how well your work is going to translate when you release it.
They thought that Battlefront was going to do so great, and it was like the worst release of the year.
Oh no, I get that, but what I'm saying is like Apex and like the space that game is in, the battle royale genre, like they knew what they were doing, because they would obviously like for me, I prefer Apex over Fortnite, and I know that like I get some hate, but I don't build. Like I want to shoot stuff. Like that's what I do. I want to slide and do some cool some showdowns and like things of that nature, blow some people up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the action like that, but again, I respect your build ability. Like to me, that's nuts. I'm like, nah, I can't. I'm not hotkeying it. You know what I mean?
Like, let's say it's bad. Like the reviews are bad, but let's say they were worse. Let's say they were on the level of Battlefront, right? Do you think that would have killed Apex if they launched Anthem first, though?
No.
You don't think that would have tarnished EA's reputation even more than it already was, and would have hurt Apex more?
I'm not saying it wouldn't hurt EA, but it definitely. I don't think it would have harmed, because Apex is free to play, and people will play free things.
It's true, but to this degree,
randomly watching, like if I pull up like a random browse on Twitch any time of the day, something there are people watching like the randomest games that I've never heard of, but they've got like 500 people viewing it. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm gonna YouTube this game now. But I think Apex would have survived on its own legs.
I hate to make this comparison because everybody makes this comparison, but like Destiny launched and was with a lot of hype and had a very good launch, right? And in the very, very long term, it became a very good game with DLC and all of this, but it wasn't a huge financial success in the long term, because there was this middle ground where everybody like saw these bad reviews and hated on it. They lost players, exactly. So even with
I was
this
one
90
of the people they lost.
Yeah.
And then Destiny 2 launched, and then same thing.
Same exact pattern came out, right? So like I don't think you can salvage a game. So I didn't even realize this, but like the meta score is 61 on Metacritic, right? And the user score is actually 3.7 on Metacritic, over 1,000 ratings.
3.7
That's a yikes. That's a yikes. Apex has actually released their 1-year roadmap. They haven't released any explicit things that they're going to release, but like generally thing that's going to happen. The one thing that they did say that's going to happen during their first season is a battle pass. Okay, and a lot of people are saying that this is what's going to make or break the game. So what do you think, chat, is like the biggest thing that will keep this game alive? You talked about this a bit last stream.
Well, even like we had a conversation earlier about this, like in a sense of in relation to other games. But the boots to the ground aspect of it, like it's more militant. There are always going to be people that want that shooter, that FPS. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. That's its main function. And then the battle royale aspect and all of that. I don't think like necessarily like obviously you want players for both of your game, like Fortnite and Apex, but I don't believe they necessarily have to directly compete with one another. I think there's time for both, because you've played both. Yep. And I imagine the majority of people, like the big streamers, I watch them interchange all the time. I don't think Apex is going anywhere. It's quite possible I think Fortnite has more staying power or a higher ceiling. Yeah. Because of the age group that it encompasses. Okay,
so one of the things that's good to note though about like the amount of content for free that you're going to be getting from the game, if you have played Apex at all, you know that when you level up, you get a loot box, right? Which provides you with your credits to be able to buy new champions, and also a chance to get skins and crafting materials in order to craft more skins. However, what a lot of people don't know, because they haven't played the game too super hardcore, is that there is a level cap in the game currently. The level cap is set to 100, and as you level up, you get less and less loot boxes. Okay, and credits at all to buy champions. Okay, so this is where people are really thinking the battle pass is going to come into play. How it is right now, you can level up to 100, and over the course of those whole 100 levels, you're roughly given about 46 free packs. Okay, which is enough currently to buy the 2 champions that are in release, right? But if they don't increase the level cap, or they don't reset it, or this battle pass does not provide you with credits, there is a very good chance that you will have to pay for new champions in the future, almost to a Siege-esque kind of playstyle, where it is pay to play if you want to play at these DLC levels. However, my thing with Siege is that, how do I put this? Siege was never supposed to be a free-to-play game. Okay.
No, I get that.
And there's a certain level of, and we've talked about this before, that if I'm paying for content past the content that I think I've already well deserved, so if I pay you $30 for a game and I think I got $30 worth of a game, I have no issue you continuing to develop that game a year, 2, 3 years down the line and expecting me to pay for more content. I have no issue with that as a consumer. Right. That is completely fair. Okay.
Well, they're keeping it alive.
Exactly.
It's not like they're neglecting it. They're actually working.
They're working towards improving it. And so, stuff. On the Siege note, I'm okay with having to buy operators because.
I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. But I'm saying Apex, I think, is modeling it after that.
On the Apex level, though, I feel like I take a bigger issue with it, considering that it is a free-to-play game, and as soon as you
I agree.
add a free-to-play element and you try to pretend that that's competitive, you cannot be allowed to add something to the game that affects gameplay if you pay for it, because you're just put above the rest on a much larger scale, especially in an unranked battle royale system where you just play against random people. right? If the most OP operator is unavailable to 50% of the people that play it, all of a sudden the 50% of people that do buy it, right, are better. And another thing, connecting to like, you know, the difference between like real worlds and entertainment and big things coming in. I just wanted to highlight this because I thought it was quite funny from a marketing standpoint. This is actually from Arby's Instagram account this morning. Arby's is picking up on the Apex trends, right? And they posted, you know, their little mascot, but with the bot, but with, you know, their colors. And they actually like situated their hash browns into like the Apex logo.
Oh, thank God. I thought that was chicken. I was concerned about it.
Hash browns.
I can't see it on the screen because the follower go.
I thought that was pretty cool. I really like seeing like mainstream companies and mainstream media merge into like these things that used to be considered niche, you know, just like gaming in your mom's basement. So it's really, it's really cool.
The biggest thing would have been like McDonald's in the mid 90s were releasing Super Mario Brothers toys, but like gaming hasn't really like gaming's at its height right now, and it's not dropping any time in the foreseeable future. No. This is brilliant. I love this. I think it's good stuff. Cool. It's very simple. You know what it is. You just see it and you identify it. And the game. How long has the game been out now? 3 weeks? Not
even.
Like 2.5, maybe. I don't know.
I think it's been like 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, dude, I look at this random Arby's ad and I'm like, I know what that is.
Yeah, everybody knows what that is. Yeah,
but like, yeah, it's brilliant.
What are you excited for in the near future then?
That Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Yes, that's PlayStation exclusive though, is it not?
I own a PlayStation.
That's true. Sekiro Shadows.
But from my understanding, it's unavailable on all other consoles.
Yeah, let me take a look. Yeah, it does. It's when is it released? March 22nd. So it's exactly 1 month from now.
That's coming.
Yeah, it definitely looks really good for sure. Oh, I wonder if I can do images and not get in trouble. It definitely looks really good. Their demos definitely made the game look really beautiful.
Yeah,
Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on for the podcast? Did you bring anything that you wanted to talk about?
Well, are we still talking about like what games we're looking forward to?
Yeah,
because this is a pretty big year, man.
This is a huge year, but we've already talked about it a little bit on the other podcast. Like, obviously, we're both excited for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, what about? Yes, that's gonna get its own episode.
Yeah.
Really, it's got probably 2. But like we gotta take into consideration, like you have Days Gone, like one of the biggest PS4 exclusives of the year, is scheduled to launch. Like, what is it? It's like near end of April 26th, I think it is. But you've seen gameplay and trailer. That looks fun.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. I honestly though, like, for being so heavily in the industry and watching it like so much, there isn't that much that I'm excited for. I feel like it's a fairly lax year so far for terms of hype of things. Like, I was
hype, yes, but I think like actual
excited.
Content.
Yeah,
I think there's more content coming than there is hype surrounding the content. But like, I'm excited for it already launched or whatever. But that I haven't got it. But was it Switch and 3DS? I think they did Final Fantasy IX, like a re-release.
Have they properly released that yet?
Yeah, it was supposed to be launched on the 13th. I forgot about it, and I shouldn't have because I love Final Fantasy IX. That's just a little mage.
It's just a port. It's just a port. It's not the remake.